today's episode of Watch the Academy is going to be about setting up crew skills or commanders post 6.0. I'm going to just keep calling them crews because I'm not changing really the name to that because I'm still in the process of accepting these changes mentally to where I start calling them what they are. So, we're still in that transition process right now. Beside the point, though, we're going to, in a little bit, get to some beginner intermediate setups, just kind of as like a baseline starting point for many players, until they kind of know what they want specifically out of a commander or a crew. But I am assuming here that the more experienced players will already know what they want out of their specific crews or commanders, and won't really need the second portion of this video. Maybe they might need the first one. I don't know yet. Who knows? But real quick, just want to quickly say, you cannot access the crew or commander that is in the tank indicated by the little helmet in the thing the old way. You cannot hit X and view it that way. As you can see, there is no way for you to do that. They have instead done a different system to where it's up there via tabs. You can see it up here in the top tabs, vehicle tech tree, and then there's the commanders. So if you want to get to a specific commander, what you want to do is hover over the tank that the commander is in. In this case, I have my Action X crew here, and then just simply go over to the commanders tab. As you can see, the system has already singled out the specific commander that I have selected in the garage, and I can see it that way, and I can see pretty much his status and stuff on the right hand side. So since we're talking about the Action X crew, we're going to select the Action X commander. Here, as you can see, I have the ability to see all the skills and everything. Simple way you can even select it and do that, see all the other skills. But I do want to mention here that if you have this fully spec'd out and you realize that you made a mistake somewhere, or you want to replace a single skill with something else, you have to pay 90 gold to completely clear all the skill slots. It is 10 gold per slot. So if you mess up while setting up a crew and you want to replace something, it's honestly better to realize it before you fully spec out the crew or commander, because it gets more expensive the more skills you have added to the commander. So be careful of that. This might change later. Who knows? I don't know. I kind of hope. I liked the old system of where I could, simply hit A and swap out one skill for 10 gold. I didn't really have an issue with that, but paying 90 every time I want to respec something, yeah, it is going to get pretty pricey. Next thing you can do is you can scroll down and change the vehicle assignment that your commander is in. So in this case here, I want to move my Action X crew to a different tank. So I'm going to select the Action X here. Apologies, as we all know, it's a little bit buggy, so things are kind of delayed. So unusual thing, I do want to mention that they did honor the system of moving your tank commander from its home tank to a premium tank for free. So as you can see, it is a free transfer cost, and it's very, they honor the old system pretty much. That's all I can really say. I shouldn't need to get into the specifics of that. Basically, you can move your commander from its home tank to a premium tank for free of the same nation, and you can move that same commander from the premium tank, or any commander from a premium tank, back to its home tank for free. They honored that system. They didn't change it. What they did change is a little bit of prices of how much it is for stuff. So let's say I want to move my Action X crew to the Grant. As you can see, I have to pay 9,000 silver to transfer the commander over, and he doesn't lose any percentage from what I have seen, but at the same time, I don't really move my commanders from their home tank all that much, unless it's to a premium. So 9,000 is much better than, the 80 to 100,000 silver. But they also mentioned that these commanders now no longer are held back by borders. So I do want to cover that. Let's say I want to move my Action X crew to the Kaiju. I do want to mention that you still have to pay to move your commander to a different nation. And in this case, I have to pay 60 gold in order to move my British crew over to a Japanese vehicle. There is no way for you to swap currency at this time, and I do not think they're going to allow that option. But who knows? It's still early past 6.0 drop. So I just wanted to cover that real quick. Now we're going to move on over to, again, like I said, some starting baseline skills for various tank types that will hopefully give a good starting point for for tankers out there to spec out their crews until they know exactly what they need or want out of the performance of their commander. So let's go take a look. Okay, so here are the categories I have: Brawling Heavies, Medium Heavies, and I'll kind of explain each one or why I have them called that when I get to them. Mediums, Active Lights, Passive Lights, and the Brawling TDs, Sniping TDs, and then we have Artillery, just because it is still a class and it still needs commanders for them. So, again, general terms here, there are specialized vehicles in each class, but that is not the subject of this video, as those all require unique setups, and there are many, many specialized vehicles. It would almost warrant a video of its own. So, again, just getting into the general setups, we're going to start with Brawling Heavies. So for the skills for Brawling Heavies, these are, again, vehicles that are designed to be, you know, right in the thick of it, trading HP, using its armor effectively. Modules might get damaged, you know, accuracy really isn't much of a strong suit type of thing, or camouflage, stuff like that, because you're going to be right up close and personal. So what we have is the first skill. The skills for the Brawling Heavies are Born Leader, Rapid Reloading, Steady Aim, Off-Road Driving, Situational Awareness, Sixth Sense, Clutch Braking, Track Mechanic, and Rapid Aim. Moving on to the Meavies category, these are basically tanks that, you know, are just pretty much able to kind of be a little bit more flexible than the Brawling Heavies. The Brawling Heavies are kind of like the big, slow, lumbering beasts, while the Meavies are the ones that are able to kind of be able to move around more. They're more flexible than their big super heavy counterparts, and they are kind of like tanks like the T110E5, the, you know, Super Conqueror, the 113, the 277, the 260, vehicles like that. And the skills for the Meavies are going to be Born Leader, Rapid Reloading, Steady Aim, Off-Road Driving, Situational Awareness, Sixth Sense, Track Mechanic, Smooth Ride, and Snapshot. Now, moving on to the category of mediums. Pretty much I have this category named as Jack of all trades mediums, because for the most part, mediums are designed to be the jack of all trades anyway in a game. They are supposed to be capable of filling a role if need be, but they'll never truly excel at it unless it's a specialized tank like the 430U. So I picked skills aiming at pushing their flexibility and survivability at the same time. Plus, also, Tier 10 lights are like mediums anyway in many cases, but they are better suited to stealth. So I omitted camo skills unless they were essential for that vehicle's survival, like the Leopard. Again, a specialized type of medium. Again, I tried to focus on their strengths, which is and maybe was good gun handling compared to the other classes, but that may be up in the air since accuracy as a whole seems to have been buff across all the classes. So the skills I have here for the Jack of all trades medium class is Born Leader, Rapid Loading, Steady Aim, Snapshot, Run and Gun, Sixth Sense, Track Mechanic, Marked Target, and Situational Awareness. Moving on to lights, there are two categories for light tanks. There's active scouts and passive scouts, so really that kind of depends on how you play your light tanks. So for active lights, the skills we have here are going to be Born Leader, Rapid Reloading, Steady Aim, Muffled Shot, Camouflage Expertise, Situational Awareness, Sixth Sense, Marked Target, and Track Mechanic. Moving on to the passive light setup, we have Born Leader, Rapid Reloading, Steady Aim, Muffled Shot, Camouflage Expertise, Situational Awareness, Sixth Sense, Marked Target, and Green Thumb. Now we move on to the tank destroyers. There's again two different types of tank destroyers in the game. There's pretty much tanks that are good at brawling, kind of like super heavies. Those would be the Brawling TDs like the Jaegeroo, the Badger, the E3, vehicles like that. And yeah, even the E4, sorry. And then you'd kind of get more of the Sniping TDs. These, I just kind of generally categorize them as, these are weakly armored vehicles, but they have really, really good accuracy or are pretty much designed to be at the back. Of course, Sniping TDs can be played more aggressively, but again, since this is kind of more for a beginner intermediates, I don't really expect them to be playing some of those tanks up on the front line or like medium tanks or however the very experienced players play them. So those will have skills designed specifically to kind of be the sniper role. But moving to the Brawling TDs, we have the skills will be Born Leader, Rapid Reloading, Steady Aim, Off-Road Driving, Clutch Braking, Situational Awareness, Sixth Sense, Track Mechanic, and Smooth Ride. Moving on to the Sniping TDs, the skills for these will be Born Leader, Rapid Reloading, Steady Aim, Muffled Shot, Camouflage Expertise, Silent Driving, Sixth Sense, Situational Awareness, and Off-Road Driving. Moving on to the last class, which is Arty. Now, I just want to mention, just as a disclaimer, this setup may be subject to change, as during a stream, Wargaming, or specifically Pain God, have acknowledged growing concerns among the community that Arty may have gotten a bigger advantage than the Wargaming intended with 6.0. And Wargaming may, don't hold me as this is what they're going to do, they may adjust the available skills or adjust Arty based on future data they will receive, but at this time it is too early for them to make a change to that until they receive the data that shows that yes, this is indeed a thing. So the skills for artillery are going to be Born Leader, Rapid Reloading, Steady Aim, Situational Awareness, Sixth Sense, Run and Gun, Green Thumb, Off-Road Driving, and Snapshot. Some of these are, again, they're skills designed to be, able to help with actually doing SPG stuff. And then there's also, some skills that have been added for the sake of, when you got to snapshot someone. But overall, those are the baseline skill setups for, the general categories that you will find here in World of Tanks console. Hopefully these are helpful, and if you seem to think that there are better setups out there or other setups that people might want to try, do feel free to leave them in the comments section of this video. All for sharing information, and maybe there might even be setups better than this, but for now, me and my review team have pretty much come to the conclusion that these would be the optimum setups. Nonetheless, I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon for notifications. But until next time, this has been Darren of WotC Academy.